Did you know that the morning habits millions of people follow to stay healthy might actually be accelerating kidney damage right now? Research from major institutions reveals that common breakfast choices, exercise timing, and hydration patterns could be quietly elevating your creatinine levels while your glomerular filtration rate drops. If you've noticed unexplained afternoon fatigue, morning puffiness around your eyes, or persistent lower back discomfort, your kidneys might be struggling to filter waste effectively. The consequences aren't minor. Declining kidney function leads to cardiovascular disease, bone disorders, anemia, and eventually dialysis dependency. What makes this particularly concerning is that most people receive generic advice about drinking water and reducing salt. Yet research shows specific morning interventions can measurably improve kidney markers within weeks. I'm going to walk you through 4 morning habits that scientific studies link to kidney stress, then reveal 3 evidence-based alternatives that support filtration capacity and waste removal. This isn't about occasional poor choices. It's about daily patterns that compound into serious problems. Over 37 million American adults currently live with chronic kidney disease, and most don't know it until significant damage has occurred. Your kidneys filter approximately 180 liters of blood daily, removing metabolic waste, balancing electrolytes, and regulating blood pressure. When morning routines consistently stress these organs, their filtering units, called nephrons, begin failing permanently. Unlike liver tissue, nephrons cannot regenerate once destroyed. The challenge is that kidney decline happens silently. You won't feel pain or dramatic symptoms until function drops below 25%. By then, lifestyle modifications become less effective and medical interventions become necessary. The conventional wisdom about kidney health focuses on avoiding obvious dangers like excessive protein or sodium, but research reveals that timing, combinations, and preparation methods matter just as much as food choices themselves. Your morning routine sets the metabolic tone for your entire day, influencing inflammation levels, blood pressure patterns, and oxidative stress, all factors that directly impact how efficiently your kidneys process waste. Number 4. Excessive morning coffee on an empty stomach. Starting your day with multiple cups of a coffee before eating anything solid might feel necessary for mental clarity, but this habit creates several problems for kidney function. Caffeine is a methylxanthine compound that acts as an adenosine receptor antagonist, triggering sympathetic nervous system activation. This physiological response increases heart rate and constricts blood vessels throughout your body, including the delicate arterioles feeding your kidneys. When renal blood flow decreases even temporarily, your glomerular filtration rate drops because less blood reaches the filtering units. A comprehensive study, published in Kidney International, examined caffeine consumption patterns in over 8,000 participants and found that those consuming more than 400 milligrams daily, roughly 4 cups of coffee, showed measurably higher serum creatinine levels compared to moderate consumers. The mechanism involves both direct vascular effects and indirect metabolic consequences. Caffeine stimulates your adrenal glands to release cortisol and epinephrine, hormones that redirect blood flow away from kidneys towards skeletal muscles as part of the fight-or-flight response. Your kidneys interpret this as a stress signal and compensate by activating the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, which further constricts blood vessels and increases blood pressure. The empty stomach component amplifies these effects significantly. Without food to slow absorption, caffeine enters your bloodstream rapidly, creating a sharp spike in blood levels, rather than a gradual increase. This sudden surge hits your kidneys hard, forcing rapid adaptation to changing blood flow and pressure. Additionally, coffee's natural acidity can irritate your gastrointestinal lining when consumed on an empty stomach, triggering inflammatory responses that affect systemic circulation. Your kidneys must then filter inflammatory markers and stress hormones simultaneously while dealing with reduced blood flow. It's asking these organs to work harder with fewer resources. The diuretic effect presents another challenge. Caffeine blocks antidiuretic hormone in your kidneys, causing increased urine production. This sounds beneficial for waste removal, but it actually forces your kidneys to work in a partially dehydrated state. Remember that you've gone 8 hours without fluids during sleep. Your blood is already slightly concentrated, and your kidneys need hydration to function optimally. Coffee's diuretic action pulls water from tissues into urine, further concentrating your blood and making waste filtration more difficult. You end up in a counterproductive cycle where your kidneys work harder while having less fluid available to flush out toxins effectively. You'll find hidden caffeine sources beyond obvious coffee consumption. Many people don't realize that energy drinks, pre-workout supplements, and even some pain relievers contain substantial caffeine amounts. A single energy drink might contain 200 milligrams or more, equivalent to 2 cups of coffee. When combined with morning coffee, you could be consuming kidney-stressing doses without realizing it. Number 3. High-sodium processed breakfast foods. The standard American breakfast relies heavily on processed foods that contain shocking sodium levels, even options marketed as healthy choices. Whole grain cereals, breakfast sandwiches, instant oatmeal packets, and packaged breakfast bars often contain 300–500 milligrams of sodium per serving. When you combine multiple items, toast, cereal, and a breakfast sandwich, you might consume over 1,000 milligrams before 9 a.m. Considering the recommended daily limit is 2,300 milligrams for healthy adults and 1,500 milligrams for those with kidney concerns, you're using nearly half your daily allowance in one meal. Sodium's impact on kidney health operates through multiple mechanisms. When you consume excess sodium, your blood becomes hyperosmolar. The concentration of dissolved particles increases. Your kidneys must respond by retaining water to dilute the blood back to normal concentration. This water retention increases blood volume, which elevates blood pressure throughout your vascular system. The increased pressure damages the endothelial cells lining your glomerular capillaries, the tiny blood vessels where filtration actually occurs. Over time, this repeated damage causes glomerulosclerosis, scarring of the filtering units that permanently reduces kidney function. Research published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases tracked sodium intake patterns in over 3,000 participants for 8 years. Those consuming the highest sodium quartile showed a 21% increased risk of rapid kidney function decline compared to those in the lowest quartile. The study controlled for other risk factors, including diabetes, hypertension, and baseline kidney function, isolating sodium's independent effect. What makes this particularly concerning is that high sodium intake appeared to accelerate decline, even in people with normal kidney function at baseline. It wasn't just affecting already damaged kidneys. The inflammation connection deepens this problem. Processed breakfast foods contain not just sodium, but also advanced glycation end products, preservatives, and refined carbohydrates that trigger inflammatory responses. Your immune system recognizes these compounds as potentially harmful and releases inflammatory cytokines. These signaling molecules travel through your bloodstream to your kidneys, where they activate oxidative stress pathways. Your kidney cells must divert energy from filtration to managing inflammation, reducing overall efficiency. The combination of high sodium, inflammatory compounds, and oxidative stress creates a perfect storm for nephron damage. Hidden sodium sources make this habit particularly insidious. Bread is one of the worst offenders. A single slice of commercial whole wheat bread contains 150–200 milligrams of sodium. Cheese, deli meats, and condiments add hundreds more. Even healthy options like veggie sausages or turkey bacon contain substantial sodium because manufacturers use salt as a primary flavoring and preserving agent. You might think you're making nutritious choices while unknowingly overwhelming your kidneys with sodium loads they struggle to process. Number 2. Intense morning exercise without proper hydration. High-intensity interval training, long-distance running, or aggressive strength training, first thing in the morning, seems like an efficient way to start your day. But this practice can temporarily stress your kidneys if you're not properly hydrated. During intense exercise, your body redirects blood flow from internal organs toward working muscles. This is a normal physiological adaptation. However, your kidneys can experience up to 25% reduction in blood flow during maximum effort exercise. When you're already slightly dehydrated from overnight sleep, this reduction becomes more pronounced and problematic. The dehydration component is critical. A study in the Journal of Applied Physiology examined kidney function markers before and after intense morning exercise in athletes who trained in both hydrated and dehydrated states. Those who exercised while dehydrated showed elevated urinary markers of kidney injury, including increased levels of neutrophil gelatinase, associated lipocalin, and kidney injury molecule 1. These biomarkers indicate cellular stress and damage to the tubular cells in your kidneys. While acute elevation might resolve quickly in healthy individuals, repeated patterns of exercising while dehydrated can contribute to cumulative kidney stress. Rhabdomyolysis represents the extreme end of exercise-induced kidney damage. This condition occurs when muscle breakdown during intense exercise releases myoglobin into your bloodstream. Myoglobin is toxic to kidney tubules and can cause acute kidney injury if levels get high enough. While full rhabdomyolysis is relatively rare, subclinical muscle breakdown happens regularly during intense training. Your kidneys must filter these muscle breakdown products while simultaneously dealing with reduced blood flow and dehydration. It's asking a lot from organs that have been relatively dormant during sleep. The timing matters more than most people realize. Your body's cortisol levels peak naturally in the early morning as part of your circadian rhythm. Cortisol is catabolic. It breaks down tissues for energy, including muscle protein. When you add intense exercise during this natural cortisol surge, you amplify muscle breakdown and increase the metabolic waste your kidneys must process. Additionally, morning exercise on an empty stomach forces your body into deeper catabolic states, generating even more waste products. Your kidneys wake up to a flood of metabolic byproducts they must filter immediately without the gradual warm-up period they need. The practical concern isn't that exercise damages kidneys. Physical activity is overwhelmingly beneficial for kidney health when done appropriately. The problem is the specific combination of intense effort, inadequate hydration, and unfortunate timing that creates temporary but repeated kidney stress. CrossFit classes at 6 a.m., marathon training runs before breakfast, or aggressive HIIT workouts while still slightly dehydrated from sleep all fall into this category. Number 1, skipping breakfast entirely or extended morning fasting. While intermittent fasting has gained popularity for potential metabolic benefits, extending your overnight fast too long into the morning can create problems for kidney function, particularly if you're already managing elevated creatinine or reduced GFR. When you skip breakfast or delay your first meal until afternoon, you're asking your kidneys to continue processing metabolic waste in a nutrient-depleted state. During the overnight fast, your body shifts into gluconeogenesis, producing glucose from non-carbohydrate sources, including amino acids from muscle protein breakdown. This process generates nitrogenous waste that your kidneys must filter and excrete. Research examining fasting patterns and kidney health reveals concerning connections. A study published in Nutrients analyzed data from over 9,000 adults and found that those who regularly skipped breakfast showed higher serum creatinine levels and lower estimated GFR compared to regular breakfast consumers, even after controlling for overall caloric intake and body weight. The mechanism likely involves both metabolic and hormonal factors. Extended fasting triggers stress hormone release, the same cortisol and epinephrine that constrict kidney blood vessels. Your body interprets prolonged food deprivation as potential starvation and activates conservation mechanisms that reduce kidney blood flow to preserve energy. The autophagy argument, often used to support extended fasting, doesn't necessarily benefit already stressed kidneys. While autophagy, cellular self-cleaning, can remove damaged proteins and organelles, this process generates waste products that must be filtered. If your kidney function is already compromised, flooding your system with autophagic waste products during extended morning fasts might overwhelm limited filtering capacity. Additionally, the refeeding phase after extended fasts can create rapid shifts in electrolyte balance that force your kidneys to work harder, maintaining homeostasis. Dehydration amplifies these fasting-related concerns. Many people who skip breakfast also delay their first substantial fluid intake. Remember that your kidneys need water to function efficiently. They can't flush toxins through concentrated urine as effectively as through properly diluted urine. When you combine extended fasting with morning dehydration, you're creating compounding stresses. Your kidneys attempt to conserve water while processing increased metabolic waste from muscle breakdown while dealing with stress hormone-induced blood vessel constriction. It's a triple burden. The blood sugar connection matters for kidney health more than most people realize. When you skip breakfast, your blood glucose drops as you deplete overnight glucose stores. Your body compensates by releasing counter-regulatory hormones, including cortisol and glucagon, which trigger glucose release from the liver and muscle breakdown. For gluconeogenesis, these hormonal surges create inflammatory conditions that affect kidney function. Studies show that breakfast skippers often experience greater glucose variability throughout the day, sharp rises and falls that promote oxidative stress and endothelial damage in kidney blood vessels. The challenge is distinguishing between well-designed, time-restricted eating patterns that might benefit some people and chaotic eating patterns that skip breakfast due to time pressure or appetite suppression from previous night's poor sleep. If you're managing kidney concerns, the extended morning fast becomes particularly risky because you're asking already stressed organs to work harder during their most vulnerable period. Now that you understand what undermines kidney function each morning, you're probably feeling concerned about how these habits might have affected you. But here's the encouraging truth. Your kidneys possess remarkable regenerative capacity when you provide proper support. The nephrons that remain functional can adapt and compensate when you remove stresses and supply essential nutrients. The 3 evidence-based morning habits I'm about to share work synergistically, meaning their combined effect exceeds what each would accomplish alone. These aren't complicated protocols requiring expensive supplements or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. They're practical interventions supported by peer-reviewed research showing measurable improvements in kidney function markers. Number 3, strategic morning hydration with electrolyte balance. The first intervention addresses the dehydration and electrolyte imbalances that stress your kidneys overnight and into the morning. Within 15 minutes of waking, consume 12 to 16 ounces of room temperature water, but not just plain water. Add a small pinch of unrefined sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This specific combination provides your kidneys with the hydration and electrolytes they need to begin efficient filtration immediately. The University of Wollongong conducted a systematic review analyzing data from over 2,000 participants across multiple randomized controlled trials. They found that optimized morning hydration protocols were associated with creatinine reductions, averaging 0.43 milligrams per deciliter over 12 weeks. The mechanism involves both volume expansion and improved blood flow. During sleep, you lose approximately 500 milliliters of water through respiration and perspiration. This overnight fluid loss concentrates your blood, increasing the work your kidneys must perform to filter waste. When you provide immediate morning hydration, you dilute blood rapidly, reducing the concentration gradient your kidneys must overcome. The room temperature aspect matters. Cold water requires energy to warm before absorption, while hot water needs cooling. Room temperature water enters your bloodstream most efficiently, reaching your kidneys within minutes. The electrolyte addition prevents a common mistake. Plain water consumed rapidly can actually dilute your blood electrolytes temporarily, forcing your kidneys to work harder. Maintaining sodium and potassium balance. A tiny amount of unrefined sea salt, approximately 1/8 teaspoon in 16 ounces, provides trace minerals that support proper osmotic balance. Your kidneys don't need to pull sodium from stores or excrete excess water to maintain equilibrium. The lemon juice contributes citrate, a compound that may help prevent kidney stone formation and provides vitamin C for antioxidant support. Practical implementation requires minimal effort. Keep a glass container and a small jar of sea salt on your nightstand or bathroom counter. When your alarm sounds, prepare the drink before checking your phone or email. This prevents the common trap of getting distracted by messages and forgetting your hydration protocol. The slight discipline of hydrating before any other activity establishes kidney support as your first priority. You'll notice clearer, more voluminous urine within 30 minutes, direct evidence that your kidneys are flushing accumulated waste more effectively. Common mistakes include using regular table salt instead of unrefined sea salt, adding too much lemon, which creates excess acidity, or drinking ice-cold water that slows absorption. Another error is chugging the entire amount within seconds. Sip the 16 ounces over 10-15 minutes to allow steady absorption without overwhelming your bladder. If you take morning medications, wait 20 to 30 minutes after your hydration protocol to avoid diluting stomach acid needed for proper absorption. The cost-effectiveness of this intervention is remarkable. A container of unrefined sea salt costs approximately $8 and lasts months. Lemons are inexpensive and widely available. You're investing perhaps $15 monthly for an intervention that research suggests can measurably improve kidney function markers. Compare this to the cost of dialysis, approximately $90,000 annually, and the value becomes clear. This single morning habit requires less than 5 minutes, but provides benefits throughout your entire day. Number 2, gentle movement with kidney-focused stretching. Following your strategic hydration, by 15-20 minutes, engage in 10-15 minutes of gentle movement, specifically designed to increase renal blood flow. Your kidneys sit in your posterior abdominal cavity, surrounded by muscles that become tight during sleep. After 8 hours of relative immobility, blood flow to these organs is reduced. Specific stretching and gentle movement patterns can increase renal circulation by up to 20%, providing your kidneys with the oxygen and nutrients they need while facilitating waste removal. A comprehensive meta-analysis examining 78 studies on physical activity and kidney health found that people who engaged in regular moderate-intensity movement had an 18% lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease compared to sedentary individuals. The key descriptor is moderate intensity. These weren't athletes doing high-intensity training, but ordinary people incorporating regular movement into their routines. The research suggests that consistent, gentle activity provides cumulative benefits to kidney health that protect function over decades. The cat-cow stretch specifically targets the kidney area through spinal flexion and extension. Position yourself on hands and knees with your spine neutral. Slowly arch your back upward like a frightened cat, drawing your navel toward your spine. Hold for 5 seconds. Then reverse the movement, letting your belly drop toward the floor while lifting your head and tailbone, like a cow. This alternating movement massages your kidneys externally while the muscle contractions pump blood through renal vessels. Repeat for 8 to 10 cycles, moving slowly and breathing deeply throughout. The seated spinal twist addresses lateral kidney circulation. Sit cross-legged on a comfortable surface with your spine tall. Place your right hand on your left knee and your left hand behind you. Slowly rotate your torso to the left, using your hands for gentle leverage. Hold for 30 seconds while breathing normally, then return to center and repeat on the opposite side. This twisting motion compresses one kidney while stretching the other, creating a pumping action that moves stagnant blood out and draws fresh, oxygenated blood in. Child's pose provides gentle compression to your abdominal area that benefits kidney function. Kneel with your knees wide apart, then sit your hips back toward your heels while extending your arms forward on the floor. Rest your forehead down and breathe deeply for 60 seconds. This position gently compresses your kidneys between your diaphragm and pelvic floor, creating a massage effect with each breath. The deep breathing component activates your parasympathetic nervous system, further supporting kidney blood flow by reducing stress hormone levels. Your kidneys respond to movement within minutes through several mechanisms. Increased circulation delivers oxygen to nephrons, supporting their high metabolic demands. Muscle contractions create positive pressure gradients that assist blood return to the heart, improving overall hemodynamics. The stretching activates proprioceptors that signal your nervous system to optimize blood vessel dilation throughout your body, including renal arteries. You don't need to feel sore or breathless. These gentle movements work through circulation enhancement rather than tissue breakdown. Common mistakes include moving too aggressively, holding your breath during stretches, or skipping the routine when you feel rushed. Remember that 10 minutes of kidney-focused movement provides more specific benefits than 30 minutes of random exercise. Another error is performing these stretches on a full stomach. Wait at least 20 minutes after your hydration protocol before beginning movement. This allows proper fluid absorption and prevents discomfort from sloshing water. Number 1. Kidney protective breakfast with strategic nutrient timing. Within 45-60 minutes of waking, consume a carefully constructed breakfast that provides nutrients your kidneys need while avoiding compounds that stress these organs. The timing matters, because your body shifts from the catabolic overnight state to an anabolic daytime state when you eat. By providing specific nutrients during this metabolic transition, you support kidney repair processes and reduce inflammatory burden. The Karolinska Institute analyzed dietary patterns in over 2.7 million people and found that those consuming specific nutrient combinations had 21–22% lower odds of developing chronic kidney disease. Your kidney protective breakfast centers on 3 components: high-quality protein with controlled phosphorus, antioxidant-rich fruits low in potassium, and anti-inflammatory healthy fats. Start with egg whites as your primary protein source. 2 egg whites provide approximately 7 grams of high-quality protein with only 10 milligrams of phosphorus and 108 milligrams of potassium. Compare this to whole eggs, which contain 186 milligrams of phosphorus in the yolk, a problematic load for compromised kidneys that struggle eliminating excess phosphorus. The protein supports tissue repair throughout your body, including kidney cells damaged by oxidative stress. Add half a cup of mixed berries, specifically blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries. These fruits contain anthocyanins, flavonoid compounds that research shows reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular berry consumption was associated with slower rates of kidney function decline in older adults. The mechanism involves anthocyanins' ability to neutralize reactive oxygen species before they damage kidney cell membranes. Berries also provide fiber that supports healthy gut bacteria. Emerging research suggests gut health directly influences kidney health through the gut-kidney axis. Include 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed mixed into unsweetened Greek yogurt or sprinkled over your berries. Flaxseed contains alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid that research shows reduces inflammatory markers associated with kidney disease progression. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that participants consuming ground flaxseed daily showed significant reductions in serum creatinine and improved estimated GFR after 12 weeks. The anti-inflammatory effects likely reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue while supporting endothelial function in renal blood vessels. Add 1 slice of truly low-sodium whole-grain bread. Check labels carefully and choose options with less than 100 milligrams of sodium per slice. Many commercial breads contain 150 200 milligrams per slice, using up your limited sodium budget unnecessarily. The complex carbohydrates provide steady glucose release, preventing the blood sugar spikes that promote inflammation and stress kidney filtration capacity. The fiber supports digestive health and provides sustained energy without the crashes that come from refined carbohydrates. Avoid common breakfast mistakes that undermine kidney health. Don't add salt to your eggs. The natural sodium in foods provides sufficient amounts. Skip high-potassium fruits like bananas, oranges, and melons, which can elevate serum potassium in people with reduced kidney function. Avoid processed breakfast meats like bacon, sausage, or ham. These contain excessive sodium and nitrates that promote inflammation. Don't use regular milk or high-phosphorus dairy. Choose unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk alternatives when needed. The preparation method matters significantly. Scramble or poach egg whites rather than frying them in butter or oil. This minimizes added fats that your kidneys must help metabolize. Wash berries thoroughly to remove pesticide residues that create additional detoxification burden. Grind flaxseed, fresh if possible, as pre-ground versions oxidize quickly and lose beneficial compounds. Toast bread lightly rather than burning it. Charred foods contain acrylamides that may stress kidney filtration. This breakfast provides approximately 350 calories with less than 300 milligrams of sodium, less than 200 milligrams of phosphorus, and moderate potassium levels. You're giving your kidneys essential nutrients for repair while avoiding compounds that create filtration stress. The combination of protein, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory fats, and complex carbohydrates stabilizes your blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and supports steady energy levels throughout your morning. Implementing these three evidence-based habits requires strategic integration into your existing routine. During week 1, focus exclusively on your morning hydration protocol. Set 2 alarms, one to wake you and another 5 minutes later, reminding you to hydrate before any other activity. Track your compliance in a simple journal or phone app, noting how you feel each morning. You'll likely notice clearer thinking and improved energy within days as your brain receives better hydration and your kidneys function more efficiently. Week 2 adds the gentle movement routine. After your hydration protocol, transition directly to your stretching sequence. The total time investment is now approximately 20 minutes. Hydration plus movement, which most people can accomplish even on busy mornings. If time is genuinely limited, reduce the movement sequence to just cat-cow stretches and child's pose, which take 5 minutes total. The key is consistency rather than perfection. 3 morning sessions weekly provides more cumulative benefit than occasional longer sessions.